Shalom, this is Ashar by Yasharala at the Lions Den Camp. Located here just for Florida. First and foremost, I like to praise and honor and glory to the Father and the Son in the Paleo Hebrew tongue. Ka Olam La, Yahweh, Bashim Al Shah, Bashim, Harakak, Wadashma Maf. Also, the bonus to elders and the pops of GMS. The bonus to our elders as well, Ahar Yasharala. Peace is blessed to 1/3 and salutation to the whole for elect. This will be a quick little lesson going on, ask not because you receive not, simple lesson. Ultimately, you're supposed to be asking for salvation, faith, because someone when someone like doubt your faith, you can't say I'm always be faithful. You got to pray for that. I pray to always be faithful because the Lord can change your heart, man. Esau is the devil, man. Caucasian race, they control this world that we live in. The reason why Jake is the last one hired and the first one fired is because of his system that he set up. The reason why Jake has this place is spiritually Nazareth is because Esau has set it up. This place is not to be desired. This is the world, but of course everyone wants to make it out of this place. People want the money. People want the power. This place, America, is like a whole. It's just one big movie. Directed by Quentin Tarantino. Is like a shoot 'em up bang bang. You gotta get the money or die trying. You gotta get the money and power. No. That's not how it works. This is because Esau controls the world. He's the ham of the earth. He makes it where you have to get the money or die. You gotta get the money or you nothing. You gotta get this or that. No, it's not about that. It's about the truth. It's about righteousness. It's about faith. It's about praying what you need. It's about being faithful and doing your due diligence. If you're a woman, love your husband or you don't got no husband, shoot. Send some videos to anybody. And of course, pray and follow law such members to the best of your ability. If you're a brother, you already know you gotta go to the streets. Go to the main places of commerce and do the will of the Lord. The Lord told us to wear garments. Wear sackcloth and rehearse the righteous acts. Tell our people who they truly are and who they were, their history. Because as far as history goes, we only know our history as far as 500 years. Like we know before. I was having a conversation with someone, and I think it's like probably the first time. Well, I ain't gonna say first time, but ultimately, our history. Everyone knows the history, but it only goes back far as 500 years. And I was like, so where were we before we was on the west coast of Africa? Where were we? And guess what? But she already knew that I was gonna say Israel. Or she think I was gonna say Israel. But shoot, you right. She must have heard about it somewhere, this and that. But yeah. But she said, "No, we're Egyptian," and she young. She younger than me. So it's like, what? What do you mean? What? We was enslaved by Egyptians. Of course, I know I know the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled birds are the true Israelites according to the scriptures. So that makes us the Israelites according to the scriptures. So the Egyptians enslaved the Israelites, being us, me and her, me and you, anybody. That's a bloodline, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. So how are we that? If you're Egyptian, that means you was a slave in the Israelites. that makes you Mesrim or Ham. That means you got to be destroyed. If you want to be that, go ahead and be that. I'm not trying to be nowhere near a Mesrim, But let me go get into it, man. This is Mark chapter 11, verse 24. It says, "Therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them." The things you should be praying for anyways is what truth. My bad. Is faith, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. This stuff the Lord has given to us, but we need more of. Because our brain don't have a certain capacity, and our Our minds don't have a certain amount of understanding. Literally, sometimes we can't even understand some stuff. A little bit of because the Lord the Lord give us that. And yeah, and it says it said believe that you receive them, you shall have them. And this is a faith booster. Anyone that don't believe, anyone that does, you do have to pray. Anyone that does having trouble just believing or having any doubt, man, the Lord is not slack concerning His promise, man. Last video I said He's coming to thief in the night. So guess what? Don't never take your hand off the plow. Don't ever stop believing in Yahweh by my side. This is a good game that we are playing. It might seem down, but it's not. We are closer than we ever have imagined. The day is closer than we ever imagined. The morning. He coming skipping on the mountains. This buck. The outside, man. Our king, our big brother. We are not to forget or ever be in doubt of Yahweh Shemashah's power. So, see, I like those songs just because long as I ain't got no J in there, you can't mess around with that. But ultimately, I think I never heard. I wasn't really raised in church. Well, so I go. Well, basically, he's gonna come when he needs to, not when you want him to. Because ultimately, our hearts are vain. Above all things. So we might want him to come right now. We need him to come right. We want him to come right now. But the need was fast at once because we might say we need that, but that might just be a want. We also need wisdom and more understanding. Like you have to have a certain amount of knowledge and wisdom. I feel like if you're a prophet, if you're a man of the Lord, I feel like I need to know a little more, know more, break down more on this and that, and then I feel like I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm to do my own thing. You gotta be strong. The Lord is gonna test you, and of course, not more than you can withstand, but He will test you nonetheless. So verse Matthew 7:7 says, "Ask, it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find it. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you." Man. So this truth is free. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is free. All right. So that's something you can seek out, not idly. But you have to run to it. Faith is a action word. You cannot just sit back and think you being faithful. You gotta at least do a little something. You gotta like you a woman, you gonna at least do a little something. You are still gonna pray. You still gonna follow the laws, such commandments to the best of ability. Anyone hit you up, send them a page. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just like Ruth. We singing. Everybody got a social media. Everybody got a YouTube. Just about everybody got a phone. So it should be nothing. Just put down your store, and whoever see it. Hopefully some brothers see it. Cause that's what we need. We need to overlet. Hopefully some sisters see it. So I can say more brothers, man. So and if you're a man, you already know you can't sit back. You gotta put your hand on the plow. And never take your hands off. Because you don't want to be like that dog that returned to his own vomit. We're not beasts. We're humans, and we're ultimately the Lord's elect. Yahweh it's like Yahweh the Zah. All right. All right. This is Philippians chapter 4, sort of verse 6. It says, "Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto Yahweh. And peace of Yahweh, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Hamashiach Yahushua. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are good report, if they be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. those things which you have both learned and received and heard and seen in me, do, and the God of peace shall be with you. All right. So yeah, but oh yeah, that's it. But yeah, come man. It was it. So not just helping an old lady across the street. It ain't as simple as that. Esau try to get you to do, or Drake two other people try to get you to do. But being faithful, it's like every day, man. You at work, you think about the Lord. You at work, you always thinking about it. You know that's why it's kind of hard to have. With me personally, it's hard to have friends because I don't really consider no one really a friend if they don't believe in Yahweh Shema Shai. Because shoot, what Bishop Canot did a lesson on that. You know, going into friends. What is a real friend for? We are friends for Yahweh Shai. But we supposed to be putting our life down for him. You know, that's what the scriptures say. Give yourself as a spiritual sacrifice. You know, going the highways and byways. That's a spiritual sacrifice. We do that for the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, our big brother and our king. You know, so we should want to be a friend to him right now, and a faithful servant to him right now. So that's what we got to do, because that's the only thing we can do. That's the only we should be doing. You know, is praying without ceasing. It's praying, being faithful. Faith is action word. So if you're a man, do the work. You know, put your hand on the plow. All right, it's James chapter 4:3 says, "Ye ask and receive not, because you ask amiss." All right, it says, "You ask and receive not, because you ask amiss, that you may consume it upon your lust." All right, ye adulterers, and you're adulterous. You know, it's not for people that believe. It's not for people that believe in Yahweh Messiah. It's for people that don't believe. You know, for the ones that ask and receive not. It's because it says, "Ye adulterers and adulterers, know ye not the friendship of the world is enemy with Yahweh? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is enemy unto Yahweh." All right, is enemy of Yahweh. So man, you can't wish for nothing. You gotta wish for three things: faith, faith, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and salvation. Ultimate salvation. You get that. I'm gonna get this first real quick. This is Proverbs chapter 8, verse 11. It says, "For wisdom is better than rubies, and all things that may be desired are not to be compared to it." So you know, the world is enemy to Yahweh. Is foolishness. You know, everything that's in the world is to be desired, like gold and jewels and this and that. You know, you should be chasing wisdom like that, because what's more desirable than rubies is something that's immortal, and it's something that can change your life for the better spiritually forever and ever through regeneration. You know, so guess what? The Lord, the truth, there's wisdom, knowledge, understanding that the Lord can bestow unto you, and that you can pray for, that you can get. This Acts chapter 4, start at verse 10. It says, be it known unto you all, and to all the people of Israel, that by the name of Yahweh Mashiach of Nazareth, whom you crucified, whom Yahweh raised from the dead, even by him doth this man stand here before you whole. This is the stone which was set at naught of your builders, which became the head of the corner, man. The stone that the builder refused, but he's really the head of the corner, man, the cornerstone. All right, it says, "Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men, whereby we must be saved." All right, so come, man. This is the ultimate truth. The Yahweh Shai Mashiach, man. Yahweh Shai meaning he delivers. Hamashiach meaning anointed. All right. Our king and big brother, he was set as the cornerstone of Israel, man, being on the right hand side of the Father, you know, being true and being our salvation, our key out of here. So knowing that this is the top thing is pray for salvation, you know, a faith and understanding, so we can reach that salvation, you know, And if you don't get it, I mean, you're not asking for it. You got to really hope. And it's like an everyday thing. This is a muscle. You know, this is a muscle you building every day, man. But Lord willing, that's a quick edifying little lesson. And with that, shalom.